All right, next game on the list, we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Miami Dolphins, who are better than people think. Let me hit you right off the bat. Russell Wilson is on pace for over 70 touchdowns. I like throwing that stat out there. Will he get there? No. But I said earlier in the podcast, I believe that Russell Wilson will throw for 60 touchdowns given the pace. He's got crazy good receivers. David, you said it's not a running team anymore. It's not, man. Russell Wilson is legit. MVP candidate. I called that before the season. I'm not seeing anything that would take me off of that. I'm riding that ship, baby. But Russell Wilson is a definite start. I think he could get you 3 to 4 touchdowns this week, even against a better than advertised Miami defense. Look, Carson went down with a knee sprain. As of this time of this recording, don't know how severe that is. You got to be picking up Carlos Hyde off of waivers, David. You've been saying that for a few weeks now. Receivers, you start them. You start Metcalf, you start Lockett. I'm staying away because of distribution of everybody else, although if you need a tight end, based on what Russell Wilson's doing this year, I think you could pick up Greg Olsen. I just wouldn't start him this week. For Miami, Fitzpatrick has been a top 10 quarterback 2 out of the first 3 weeks of the season, and he does this. I mean, like half the time he's going to be top 10 quarterback. It's weird. He'd be a start for me, which to me, I wouldn't start him over other people, but I play him in daily fantasy. Buy him. Seattle's giving up yardage, everybody. I don't love the running backs, although Gaskin, I think because Miami's going to have to score points, Gaskin will have a lot more value in PPR leagues, so I probably play him this week just because Miami will have to move the ball. Davante Parker, I have him as a start. Preston Williams, no. I don't have anybody else from Miami outside of Gesicki. I think you could maybe roll the dice. I think he's kind of a bottom grade starter. I probably have him in the 10 to 12 area in my projection. So take it away, David.
Well, I'm going to start with the Seahawks, and you talk about Chris Carson. I don't think I was ever so much ready to pick up Carlos Hyde as much as I was concerned that Carlos Hyde was going to chip away and eat into Chris Carson's value. Especially bring up the knee sprain, it doesn't seem like anything serious. But if you're in need of a running back plug and play this week, Carlos Hyde's going to have probably some sneaky value against Miami. This is assuming even that Chris Carson plays. If he's out, he's obviously a clear value.
Yeah.
But you talk about how hot this offense is right now. I'm not sure Russell Wilson's going to throw 5 touchdowns in 3 straight games. But I do think the offense is going to be humming. And I think that means that those points that we were seeing going to the wideouts, I think it's going to funnel into maybe a 2-touchdown game for a running back. So I think if Chris Carson plays, he's still startable even with the injury concern. And if he doesn't play, Carlos Hyde becomes, I want to say, a top 12 option, guys.
I agree.
Especially if you have Carson, you need to get that insurance on your roster. I wouldn't say prioritize Hyde over some of the other available running backs this week. Like I would probably pick up Gaskin first. Chase Edmonds I would pick up over Hyde. But if you need a running back, don't scoff at Carlos Hyde. He could have value this week. And if Carson ends up, if you follow me at all, you know I mention one stat every time I mention Chris Carson. And it's the fact that he hasn't played a full season since his senior year of high school. This is probably the 37th time I've said it this year. So I've been expecting a Chris Carson injury to come. I didn't expect it to come from a bogus cheap shot play that Tristan Hill did the gator roll on him. But Chris Carson's banged up. I mean, he's probably going to get re-banged up, and this could be a recurring thing. So get Carlos Hyde on your roster if you can, especially at a cheap price.
Yeah, and by the way, when I made my fantasy football Fallout videos, if you're catching us on YouTube, check them out in the Week 4 playlist. But when I made these videos, Myles Gaskin was still owned in less than 50% of the leagues. He's getting at first he was kind of the shotgun running back. This last week against Jacksonville, he was taking the short yardage, some of these short yardage carries. Jordan Howard still got the touchdown, but Gaskin got a lot of carries inside the red zone with
22 carries total.
And Fitzpatrick was under center. It wasn't only shotgun or pistol this time. So Gaskin is taking that job over. If you need a starting running back season long, pick up Gaskin. Don't wait on him. I know the yards per carry isn't there, but Miami's going to be losing. Even when Tua takes over, it's going to be a different team. They're going to be running a lot of shotgun.
Can I cut in there?
Yeah.
Can I cut in there real quick? Because this is the time, guys. Superflex league, quarterback leagues. You got an issue with your QB2. Say Kirk Cousins your QB2. I don't know who your QB2 is. If you're struggling, get Tua now. If you've got a bench spot, he's going to be coming into the lineup this year, guys. It almost seems like an inevitability at this point. Before the Thursday night game, they were talking about the fan base is going to start cheering as soon as Fitzpatrick throws one interception. They're facing the Seahawks this week, guys. They're going to be playing from behind. It could get out of hand. there's a legit possibility this could be the last week you have to pick up Tua Tagovailoa.
Yep, I agree. I agree with everything. And then, by the way, Hyde was only owned in about 9% when I made those videos of the league. So again, if you have Carson, you should pick up Hyde for insurance. Let me hit you with the line, David. Bovada has Seattle -7 versus Miami. Who you got?
You got to take Seattle, right? You have to.
I said it last week. One of my new gambling rules is I never bet against Russell Wilson. He's reached that category for me. I'm taking Seattle. Now, I think Miami's better, but I don't Seattle, I know they're giving up yardage and everything. Russell Wilson's on another planet at this point. I'm taking Seattle -7. I don't love the line, but if I'm getting Seattle and Russell Wilson within a touchdown of a line, I'm fine laying the points.
Especially if you're taking Baltimore in a 14 spread against Washington, how can you turn around and justify not taking the Seahawks in a 7-point spread against the Dolphins? Yeah. It's not that big of a gap.
Yeah, Dolphins opened the season against New England and Buffalo, two pretty good teams, and then they handled Jacksonville. Interesting. They might be better. This isn't the 2019 Dolphins, but they need to get that running game fixed.